In the world of A Record of a Mortal's Journey to Immortality, besides the fearsome sword cultivation system, how many other cultivation systems are there? Why does Han Li, a man of upright character, refuse to engage with the legendary ghost cultivation, even though he can accept demonic and monster cultivation? First, there's Daoist cultivation. This is the most mainstream and orthodox cultivation system, the cornerstone of the cultivation world. Its core concept is the unity of heaven and man, merging the body with the Tao, emphasizing gradual progress, gentle restraint, and focusing on understanding and aligning with the rules of heaven and earth. It avoids haste and doesn't easily succumb to murderous intent. Han Li's early cultivation of the everlasting spring technique under the tutelage of Dr. Mo at the Seven Mysteries sect and the profound ice technique he later cultivated in Yellow Maple Valley both belong to Daoist cultivation. The advantage of Daoist cultivation lies in its solid foundation, immense potential in the later stages, and its resistance to the development of inner demons. Although its supernatural powers may seem mediocre in the early stages, even in the immortal realm, Daoist cultivation remains a mainstream force, like the ruler of the heavenly Tao. Figures like Nangong Wan and the Venerable Jiyang are representative figures of Daoist cultivation. Han Li himself was rooted in Daoist cultivation, which was the core trump card that allowed him to steadily and surely ascend to the immortal realm. Daoist cultivation does not pursue extreme power, but values stability on the path to immortality, which is essentially in line with Han Li's survival philosophy of surviving by the skin of his teeth. Next is the demonic cultivation, the opposite of Daoist cultivation. If Daoist cultivation is the broad road to enlightenment, then demonic cultivation is a thorny shortcut to success. Its core concept is the survival of the fittest. To become stronger, they will stop at nothing, abandoning all worldly morality and bottom lines. Demonic cultivation techniques are unpredictable and ferocious, often overwhelming righteous cultivators in battles of the same level, but the price is extremely high. They are highly susceptible to developing inner demons, and a slight misstep can lead to demonic possession and eternal damnation. The ruthlessness of demonic cultivators is ubiquitous. Extreme Yin Island has a tradition of master killing, where disciples will not hesitate to eliminate their masters to become stronger. Ling Feiyu, the insect demon of the chaotic Star Sea, slaughtered countless demons to refine treasures and obtain pills, his malevolent energy solidifying into physical forms. Wang Chan even led demonic cultivators in the blood-refining 7 sects at Yang Family Fortress, using methods so cruel as to be utterly appalling. Yet, despite this, countless cultivators still flock to them because the advancement speed of demonic cultivators is simply too fast. In the dog-eat-dog world of cultivation, strength itself is the most direct temptation. Han Li, however, did not outright reject demonic cultivators. The Brahma sent true demon art he cultivated later was a demonic cultivation technique, and he even nurtured a second nascent soul of a demonic cultivator. In his view, demonic cultivation techniques themselves are neither right nor wrong. The key lies in the user's heart. As long as one can control their inner demons and not be devoured by the power of demonic cultivation can also become a bargaining chip for survival and advancement. This is also where Han Li's pragmatism lies, not bound by the distinction between good and evil, but only by its usefulness. Then there are demonic cultivators. The starting point for demon cultivators is to awaken intelligence in plants and animals, perhaps a 1,000-year-old tree or a deep mountain beast. They must undergo hundreds or even thousands of years of arduous cultivation to break through their shackles and transform into human form, a step so difficult it's almost impossible. The vast majority of demon beasts never awaken intelligence in their entire lives, let alone transform. But once they successfully transform, demon cultivators possess advantages that humans can hardly match. They not only have innate supernatural abilities but also formidable physical strength, often gaining the upper hand in battles against opponents of the same level. For example, Feng Shi, the benevolent sage of the chaotic Star Sea, is a top-tier demon cultivator who has transformed, possessing a formidable and/or inspiring strength. Later, human cultivators also discovered the potential of demon bloodlines and began cultivating related techniques by refining demon blood essence. Han Li's 12 transformations of insects is a representative of this type of technique, which allowed him to fuse with demon power, making his physical body increasingly powerful. Next comes sword cultivators. Sword cultivation is the most dazzling system in the cultivation world. Both righteous and demonic paths have practitioners who have attained enlightenment through the sword, becoming invincible among their peers and representing the faith of countless cultivators. Sword cultivators are symbiotic with their swords, cultivating sword spirits, sword energy, sword techniques, and sword formations, capable of wielding flying swords to kill enemies from hundreds of miles away. A representative of sword cultivation is Han Li. His Qingyuan sword technique is a top-tier sword cultivation method, and his mastery of the Great Gong sword formation is hailed as a nascent soul crusher. In his first appearance, he slew the four elders of the Yin Luo sect, and even nearly annihilated an ancient demon infinitely close to the nascent soul stage with only half of the Great Gong sword formation. This demonstrates the terrifying power and strength of sword cultivation. Besides these four main systems, there are two other equally powerful cultivation systems: body cultivation and ghost cultivation. The core concept of body cultivation is my body is heaven and earth, not cultivating the heavenly Tao, but only cultivating oneself, using extreme methods to temper muscles, bones, and flesh, pursuing the supreme realm of physical sainthood. Body cultivators lack flashy spells and supernatural powers, yet possess defensive and explosive strength unmatched by other cultivators of the same level. Once a body cultivator gets close, ordinary spell cultivators and sword cultivators are often left helpless. The barbarian beard of the chaotic star sea is a prime example of a body cultivator, rampaging with unbridled power thanks to his heaven-supporting demonic art. Han Li, in his later years, also embarked on the path of dual cultivation of body and magic with his Brahma-sent true demonic art, making his physical strength comparable to a magical treasure, a major trump card. Ghost cultivators, on the other hand, focus on entering the Tao through a spiritual body. They excel at possession and concealment, possessing unpredictable and mysterious supernatural powers, even capable of infinite possession. However, their cultivation method severely violates the rules of heaven, making them highly susceptible to backlash from heaven, a path forbidden by heaven and earth. The mysterious Bone Master is a representative of ghost cultivators. His ultimate death, seemingly due to accidental exposure to the azure ice flame, was in fact the inevitable end of a ghost cultivator's defiance of heaven, a gamble against the very heavens, extremely perilous. Therefore, even if Han Li could accept demonic cultivators and monster cultivators, or even practice their techniques, he would never touch such a self-destructive ghost cultivation technique.